Hi everybody and welcome back to Smart Home Improvement People today. Now, today I thought I'll speak about conservatory roofs. It's not something I talk about a great deal, but I'm sure everybody's had them canvases like I used to be, knocking on your door saying, wouldn't you love a brand new conservatory roof? You know, where it's too hot during the summer, too cold in the winter. One of the oldest pictures going, probably about, well, I remember using it 10 to 15 years ago. Okay. And it's one that still goes strong nowadays. Now, the problem is a lot of people like the idea of being able to use a conservatory all year round. But then there's the fundamental cost, you know. And the thing is, how much realistically does it cost? So what I thought I'd do today is take a look to see what the prices are actually like, okay, nationwide, what the average is for different types of conservatory roofs to go on different types of conservatories. Because whether you've got like a lean-to conservatory, Victorian, Edwardian, they are going to be different in price at the end of the day. And obviously different materials, whether you're going down the route of tile, glass, polycarbonate, whatever, there is going to be a fundamental difference in price, with polycarbonate obviously being the cheapest. Okay, so to give you an idea, okay, so this is a general idea because obviously every company is going to be different. Go to a big nationwide company like, for instance, Anglian or Everest, you're going to pay a lot more than you are from a local company. Okay, and that's not to say there's anything wrong with Anglian or Everest, because there isn't. Okay, but there is gonna be, generally, it's not always the case, but generally there's going to be a price difference. So the first one, so before we start with polycarbonate, okay, so 3.5 metre by 3.5 metre lean-to conservatory roof polycarbonate, you're looking around about £7,500. Okay, if you've got a Victorian conservatory, okay, 4 by 4 meters, you're looking at around about £9,500. Okay, about £9,500. So you're looking at about a £2,000 jump in price, and you're all gonna love this. Guess what? An Edwardian is pretty much the same price. You're still looking at around about £9,500 for a 4 by 4 metre Edwardian conservatory. Now, if you're going down the route of glass, and most people when they get conservatories installed nowadays are either having glass roofs or they're having tiled. Okay, so for the lean-to with a glass roof, okay, 3.5 by 3.5 meters, you're looking at around about £11,000. Okay, now with the Victorian 4 by 4 meters, okay, you're going to be looking at a whopping great big £14,500. So it's a good old ripe old price you are going to be looking at. And the thing is, with an Edwardian, you're basically looking at the same kind of price, because to be honest, there's not much difference between a Victorian and an Edwardian. There are fundamental differences, and I know a lot of the die-harders who know a lot about conservatories are going to be screaming at me for saying that. There are fundamental differences, but they're pretty subtle differences at the end of the day. But now when it comes to a tiled roof, it becomes a bit more complicated, because you're going to be moving out of the realms of permitted work. So normally for conservatories, it comes under the realms of permitted work. That's why you don't generally need to get planning permission. It's not always the case, but it's quite often the case. Now, the thing is, if you're going to get a tiled roof, you are going to fundamentally find that you are going to have to get planning permission. So obviously, you're going to have to get in touch with your local, whether it's city council, borough council, whatever it may be. Okay, so there could potentially be charges there. Okay, now when it comes to a tiled roof, prices normally start at around about £16,000 going upwards, depending on the size. Okay, so I would always suggest you get a few quotes beforehand and, you know, look into it quite carefully. You know, so obviously with the glass and the polycarbonates, it's a lot easier and a lot quicker turnaround, where obviously if you're going to go down the route of tiled, it's basically classified as an extension at the end of the day, and it's a permanent structure. So there's going to be a lot more work for you before you actually are able to go forward with it. So you might want to think about how quickly you want to do it. So if you want a quick turnaround, you're probably not going to be able to do tiled roof. If you've got time before you actually want to get it done and you're willing to spend a bit more money, then the tiled roof might be the answer for you. So I hope this helps everybody out today. Thanks for listening. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments down below. And obviously, if you are new to the channel, if you could please subscribe as well, I would appreciate it. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all again a bit later.